every decision is a door to a new reality. What I've learned is that men are a lot more receptive of being able to provide for somebody who does for themselves. If you are not ready, then don't act like you're ready, because the person that you're pursuing might not be chilling.
Forgiving or forgetting?
Forgiving, I'm gonna keep forgetting. You never forget, so I'm gonna do it that way. I love until I'm at zero, because people will drain you and won't even know that they're draining you because you're not the type to complain.
Welcome to Personal Perspectives, podcast episode 8. And today's guest really don't need no introduction, but we still gonna give her one. One of the best DJs in the world, community activist, and also host of Downtown Locker Room and mother, Tiara and Laniece. How you doing?
Hi, I appreciate that.
Welcome.
You know a lot about me.
Yeah, for sure.
In the world, it's crazy though.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have people just trying to come at me. In the world, it's like, you ain't just say right here.
Nah.
All right, just make sure you got my back.
I got too much respect for that.
I appreciate
it. You know what
it.
I'm saying? For sure. So, thank you for coming.
Oh yeah,
on
thank
the podcast.
You for inviting me.
Everything. And we've been trying to get this done.
You're not supposed to tell the world that.
A couple episodes ago. But we here now.
You know, schedules have aligned.
Yes, for sure.
You know.
Okay, so before we get into what you drinking, I do want to ask you, how's your mental from 1 to 10?
From 1 to 10?
Yes.
I'm probably a lucky number 7.
7.
Lucky to be alive.
Okay.
Lucky to still be able to, have people think of me the way that you think of me.
Yeah.
Even when life is probably dragging me down North Avenue.
Okay, so look, I had one of your former colleagues on here.
Okay.
Kuant, right?
Yes, love him. That's my brother.
He told me he was a 7, but he felt like to him a 7 is low, right? So when you say 7, what level you feel like a 7 is at?
It's above 5. And, we try to always say, oh, I'm a 10, I'm on, the day-to-day. And honestly, it'd be a lot of days that's not today. Mentally, coming here, probably, I would say, brought me up to about 8.5. Because I was like, I got something to do. I feel good about it. And I feel like I'm going into a safe space. Yeah. But, life throws curveballs. And we not batting at 100 all the time. So right. We got to stop acting like it.
Yeah, facts. I was telling you off camera, did the spiritual healing thing. So I really feel like a 10. So I'm hoping at the end of this,
I feel like
bring it up to like
No, I told you I'm 8.5. I'm 8.5. So we getting there. I'm climbing.
So just that quick, you.
Yeah. We told a couple of jokes on the way in, so
Yeah.
It worked.
Yes. Okay. So, what would you like to drink?
I'm water and energy drinks.
Okay.
I'm all about energy.
So can we bring her a water in and an energy drink, please? Thank you. Got you some essentials. So I'm gonna pull it.
Favorites.
I'll pull it in there if you want.
Favorite.
Okay. And another one. Can we get her another cup just in case she don't wanna?
Thank you.
Pull this in here for you before we get into it.
Appreciate it.
And whenever you want me to pull it for you, I got you.
Appreciate you.
Tell me when to stop.
I might need that. You might ask me a tough question. You might get a little parched, They be like, if you don't know what to say, drink some water. I'll pick my cup up, just to let you know.
And we also have our sponsors, Enjoy It too as well.
Okay.
So if you want to try any of these flavors
for
that's
sure.
around you.
I'm definitely trying the tea. I'm here. You can actually pour the tea before I get into what I like. Absolutely. I'm here.
Which flavor? We got green tea.
I always drink green tea.
We got passion fruit. Then we got lavender. And then over here we got mango.
I'm going to try the lavender.
Okay.
I'm going to try the lavender.
Gotcha.
If I come into your house, I suppose, partake in what you partake. Just not everything. Some things.
Okay. Yeah.
But tea is actually, it's my forte.
Gotcha.
So it's like an energy.
Yep. So it's a hemp infusion. So some of them, well, it's not hemp infusion anymore. They first started off with hemp infusion. But, it became illegal to where you can't do it anymore.
Okay.
So now they kind of headed to where though different ones do different things. So one of them might do relaxation.
Okay.
One of them might help you focus more. One of them do different ones. So y'all have different ones.
With
this one is relaxation. So
see,
Relax. You
About
chose
to-
the best.
I'm chilling.
You know what I'm saying? You chose the best. Me, I'm gonna go with a little bit of wine.
Do
All
your
right,
thing. What kind of wine is it?
Moscato. If you want
Muscat.
Moscato,
Oh, okay.
yeah. If you
I
want some
already
wine,
say you drinking something new.
yeah, I would say. I mean, if you want, it ain't. It's like 3%.
Yeah, it's dessert wine.
Yeah. But if you want some wine too as well, we can get you a cup. If you want wine.
I'm fine with the water and the tea.
Okay. So, you want to take the toast?
Absolutely, with the tea.
Yeah. What we cheering to?
10%.
Up.
Up. It's supposed to go down.
Mm-mm.
Why?
Chino told me we don't never go down on the last one.
Mm,
Yeah. Like, we don't never go down. We stay up.
that's good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna take that into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Some game.
It is, right? But what is your next level if you always think you at the top level?
I don't always think I'm at the top level, but that's the reason why I keep going up. It's like staying up.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So before we get into your upbringing, your family, and more things, right? So you cover so many different categories, right? You're versatile from DJing to hosting to modeling and being a community activist, right? What is your definition of passion?
My definition of passion is something that you try your hardest to be like, all right, I did everything, kind of similar to what we're talking about. I did everything I could in order to make this better. And then when you move on to something else, it pulls you back and say, nah, here's something else. We got to build upon it. So something that you feel like you've already completed because you love it and you focused on it so much
Yeah.
that when you think it's over, it pull you back. Like, nope, yeah, you forgot this piece, or here's something else you could add to make it better.
Okay. Okay. And so, do you think that your upbringing is like a reflection of your passion, or how you carry yourself and to switching into these different categories and pulling yourself back into the things that you need to pull yourself back into, or
Yes, because I wish I could find it, but social media has changed so much. It had to be like when Twitter first started. It was like a goal of mine was to be a humanitarian.
okay.
And I was like, that's my goal. And since I put that out in the universe, it's like I've been doing more community outreach events with whether it's giving back to the homeless or working with kids. And this Sunday, I'm doing a community baby shower at Lexington Market. Like Lexington Market was like one of those places I would just go with my family and just experience. It's like you said, your upbringing. So now that the little peanut stand not there no more, I'm like, dang, man, I need Lexington Market back. But at the same time, it's just goes to show that some of the things that are rooted in your upbringing will flourish and become something better later on. So, with that being said, I believe that a lot of my childhood memories are the reason that I do what I do. Because as soon as I try to, like I said, get out of it, it's something that reminds me of my childhood. And I'd be like, no, I gotta help in this way because I wanna be the person that I needed when I was growing up. So,
I like that. I like that. So, what was it like growing up?
whew, house full of people, you know. I grew up on North End Dukeland. I also lived and moved numerous times, throughout the city, but mostly West Baltimore. And my mom has 6 children.
Okay.
Her mother has 5. They have children, so I grew up in a big family. And even on my dad's side, I've always been family oriented. Like, so whenever you see me, I'm going to be with somebody in my family. Like, I just got to be because that's my safe space. Like, that's where I feel comfortable in spaces where I don't know what to expect. So I'm always around my family.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So, we're going to get into family and we're going to get into the importance of family. But what is something that, as you was growing up, that one thing that, like, everything in your family, like, everybody in your family, like, they all know from, like, the core of, like, the free, how can I explain this? Okay, so what is that one thing that, as you grew up and to this day, today's time, all of your family kind of stick to you. Like I would say that in the better terms.
It don't matter if we fought yesterday. We ain't letting nobody else fight us.
Mm,
Like, so family, we stick together. We loyal. No matter what we dealing with at home, when we go outside, that ain't nobody else's business.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, because that's what I was taught that too as well. So
It's important.
yeah, that's a very important thing
Can't let nobody.
at all.
Yeah.
No matter how our differences is,
Yeah.
when they come to the outsiders, you know what I'm saying? Which is, we all family under God, but it's like, this is your core right here. So I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
because if you put one hole in the boat, and the water get in, and if somebody else put a hole in the boat because you put a hole in the boat, and now you leaking from different sides.
Okay. So just make sure the boat just
As tidy as possible. And even if a hole get in there, you gotta know how to plug it.
okay.
You gotta know how to go back to the table and either take accountability or apologize, or have the, I would say, just have the strength to understand that you were the problem.
Okay.
Because I think that's where the whole family dynamic kind of get mixed up. Everybody just want to be the victim, and I think that's BS.
Okay. So what did you have to unlearn from your upbringing in order to become the person that you are today?
What did I have to unlearn?
Yes.
That being an independent woman ain't all that was cracked up to be. I had to unlearn it. But I had to unlearn it in not more of a that was my goal type of way. I just thought it was what I had to do in order to survive. So it was like a survival thing for me. It wasn't really, oh, I want to be an independent woman. It was like, nah, I have a daughter. I'm 17. You feel me? I gotta get it. I gotta work. Like I gotta go get some money. I gotta make sure my daughter's straight. And mentally, I became an independent woman. Not even thinking about it, just waking up and going. Like, so I had to unlearn that.
Okay.
And still unlearning it, because that's one of my safe spaces, to actually get up and do it myself, because why am I waiting on somebody else?
So do you feel like that's something that was passed down in your family? Like, did your mom go through that, or
Nope.
that's just something that, like, as a, you know, just having your daughter that young in age is what motivated you to just be like, okay, I got to do this myself. This is my responsibility.
Yes.
And that shun you away from men, or
No, just the mindset of an independent woman. Like, if I got to get up and I got to go to work, but that it was like, oh, I want to date, let's go out, and it's like, nah, I gotta go to work. I got stuff to do in the morning, and it's like, I had to. It's a survival thing. In all honesty, I gotta go to work.
Okay.
I'm not about to go play. We could play after, but I gotta go to work, and I believe that's been something that I had to do for my daughter.
Yeah.
Because who else was gonna take care of her?
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So were there dreams as a child that you had to let go?
Yes.
What is?
You want to know? Say it. I wanted to move to LA, and at that time, like I said, I had my daughter when I was young, and it's like, how you gonna move to LA? You got a child,
right?
And it wasn't, no, nothing against my mom or my aunt, but they kind of was like, you trying to take the easy way out? You running? And I wasn't running. I was trying to go get it for my daughter, but all praises due to Allah, I made it happen here.
Right.
So that's why, I don't have no type of ill feelings towards my mother or my aunt, because there's like, they was like, no, you can't go that many miles away. You have a child here. And I was like, all right, cool. I just got to make it happen here.
Right.
And I did. So I thank them for that, because, we all talk about, oh, I got to move out of my hometown. I got to go. It's crazy here. I can't, don't nobody. And it's like, nah, that's why you ain't getting it done, because you're talking about not getting it done. So you're putting it out there.
Right.
So yeah, I wanted to move to LA. I wanted to move to the West Coast and have 70-degree weather all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are some things that you wanted to pursue in LA at that moment?
Everything that I'm doing here. That's why I
Okay.
said I made it happen here. I'm talking about from acting. I done did stage plays,
Yeah.
radio personality, modeling, DJing.
Hmm.
Like I
Yeah.
wanted to do it. Put it this way: on TV, they tell for the most part they in Hollywood, they in LA, they you know now for the last couple of years, maybe 10, it's been Atlanta, but for the most part it was they
LA.
was just showing us LA. We was
Right.
seeing palm trees and sunshine, and I
Right.
was like, I got to get there.
Yeah. That's that was actually one of the places I was supposed to go before Atlanta.
Okay.
So I wound up going to LA for 7 months to film a exotic car company that do exotic car rentals,
How was that for you?
and I was making content. It was pretty cool. I was in like they had signed like they had within my contract they had gave me like an apartment like downtown LA.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, look, this is the part that it'll show you. I was like, whoa, but
This isn't on TV.
yeah, but I met so many great people as well, like far as industry friends and people that just brought me under their wing that like shoot movies like the Bad Boys and Avengers, all these great guys. So that was pretty dope. So
I'm happy
oh
you got to
yeah,
live that dream.
yeah,
Salute.
yeah. So the LA was one of those things where they kept showing you that. So I was like, I had to go. Then when I got there, it wasn't really crapped out to be exactly what it was. Like no disrespect, it's a great place, great people, but they don't tell you about the gangs. They don't tell you about how they have this this street longer than North Avenue that
Mm-hmm.
we know is just filled with nothing but less fortunate people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't tell you how
Hero.
people come out there and they gotta work 4 or 5 jobs
Yeah.
to just maintain one rent. I mean a 1 bedroom apartment. They don't tell you about those things. They don't tell you about how you go on the highway. The traffic is like 5 hours to get home if you get caught in traffic. And don't take the wrong thing. You might as well go to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Don't take the wrong exit. So
I think you probably you probably got somebody thinking like I don't want to move to LA.
oh my nah. Still pursue your dreams. But I'm just letting y'all know it's a little and they don't tell you how when you hold the door for people, they ain't said nothing at all.
Oh,
They don't tell you about that. But what I will tell you is the shopping is crazy. The
see,
shopping is crazy.
see,
The
and
beaches is crazy.
that's
That's
the
amazing.
issue though.
That part
Like
is
we talk about how it's expensive to stay in a 1 bedroom apartment, but everybody want to go hit the shops and buy this and buy that, and it's like
no, you're right.
priorities. What you go out there for?
Okay. Yeah. So what is that like one important turning how can I narrate this? Because I asked this to someone else. I asked this for a different podcast, but in a sense of when I went back and actually asked them, I wanted them to answer it a certain type of way. So I want to like break it down
Not
to
you
you in
trying
a
to
sense.
structure the.
Yeah, I want to structure it way better. So like I understand, like you said, you talked about family,
Mm-hmm.
but how important is family? And what was that turning point where you knew that family is like everything? When earlier when you spoke about just sticking together and stuff.
As far as the turning point when I found out that family was important,
Yes.
when I was living in my godfather's attic. It's not really an attic, but you know how split level houses are?
Yeah.
And you could go up the steps and it's like a top floor, but it's right like in the slant of the house.
Yes.
That's when I knew.
Okay.
Because you could say I was homeless. And that was before I started doing DTLR radio. So that was like 2008, 2009, because I started DTLR radio in 2010. I was still living with them then. So even, living my dream, I was still building myself up.
Yes.
So I would say, yeah, because my godfather, technically, is my cousin. This is my mother's first cousin on her dad's side.
Right.
So that's my family. That's when I found out. Like, because if, I probably could have went back home, right? But if not, if I couldn't go back home and I couldn't go to his house, probably be homeless
And your daughter was with you
with a
at this
child.
time.
Yes.
And you what age at this time?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Said how many? What's that? What I say? 20. I'm gonna say 2010. 20. So 15 years ago. 25. I was 25.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I had to do math real quick just now because I really was like, what?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we know you're a mother, right? What is one thing that you had to install in your daughter?
I don't know because I'm still doing it. It's like all of it is important. I think that we want to structure things the way that we want to in order to get the outcome that we want, but we have to provide the information for the other person to take it in and then give you back what they can give you. And so I teach her like everything. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I probably haven't cooked dinner for us in maybe like 2 months, cause she do it. Because I taught her how to cook.
Right.
You feel me? I taught her the importance of cleanliness. Like she will not use a bowl if I thawed some chicken out in it because she like salmonella. Oh, you gotta bleach it and and I be sitting there like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. But then I think about it like, yeah, you taught her that.
Right.
But that I didn't want her to act that way after I taught her that. But hey, she got to react the way she wants. Listen, don't put that over here because this, and every day it's like because she has a child now, so now it's like reverse. So now I got to learn the mother her and not just my child. So that's why I said you can't really like structure what you want people to give you back from what you teach them. You just got to give it to them and let them go ahead and shape it to the best way that they can use it. So all of it, honestly, teach her everything.
Okay.
Preserve herself. You ain't gotta be outside all the time. Kind of mad I did that. She ain't never stay over for no sleepovers when she was a kid. I had to pick her up. You go to sleep over 7 o'clock? Yeah, Ma, I'm not gonna be here to do it. Picking up at 11:30. She may have stayed out maybe 3 times her entire life. And it's not counting her grandmothers. Her grandmothers is not staying out. But I'm talking about like if her friends have sleepovers, she's like, yeah, I can't do it. Come pick me up. Send me a Lyft. Send me an Uber. Yep, nope. She be in the house. She in the house now. She's like, what time you leaving? What time you be back? When I'm done? That's why I said now I'm dealing with the mother versus my child. So, but it's amazing. It's great to see. She's good. She's great actually.
So how you feel? Like how do you feel? Okay, still installing these things into your daughter, but she also brought a child into the world. How are you feeling about this? Like as a grandmother now.
It's amazing. I didn't have to do it. I'm cool. And I'm saying that like if I was to have another child, cool, right? But she had a son. I had one child. I have one child, my daughter. That's the, like, it's like, what? I can give him back to his parents? And it's a boy? This is great. What time y'all want me to get him? Okay, cool, come get your child. Your son crying. Give me this, give me that, you know. It ain't, is amazing, actually. I think it's great to see how she moves and how she protects him and also, you know, protect her family. I think that it makes me happy. Yeah, it's one of those things that are like, oh, I see you on the billboard. That's great. But no, somebody be like, oh, she doing a great job with her son. I'd be like, oh, it's my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Like, so and everybody asks me that, being a grandmother, it don't hurt my feelings. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. So we got into family. We got into mental health. We got into grandson.
That's what I call them too. I mean, like, grandson, yelling through the house.
Yeah. We got into daughter, right? So what's your opinion on relationships and dating in these times?
My opinion is if you are not ready, then don't act like you're ready. And I know that's simply put, and everybody says it like, I'm just chilling right now. And it's like, no, because the person that you're pursuing might not be chilling. They might be really like, yeah, that's it. And you like, nah, I'm just, playing the field. I'm just catching a vibe. You have to catch these hands.
So do you think it's hard?
I wouldn't say it's hard. I just think people have to actually date and court and get to know people instead of catching a vibe and just diving into it. Because once you get to a point where you guys have shared that spiritual connection, one or the both of you are going to be stuck. And a lot of people call it soul ties, but it's just one of those things. Like, if you let somebody that close to you, what are we going to do about it? You're just going to be like, nah. No. You're going to be sneaky links. So, but that's damaging too.
Right.
The longer you date somebody or can't let them go, it damages you mentally, because either one or two things: either you have an unhealthy attachment, or they have an unhealthy attachment. But it's because we didn't have a conversation about what we were going to do from the beginning.
So are you dating or are you in a relationship?
Huh?
Are you dating or are you in a relationship now?
Huh?
Enough is said. Enough is said. Huh? It's a safe space.
Yeah.
It's a safe space.
I bet.
Okay. But huh is the answer that I know.
Yeah.
Is what I know.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
hot boys, juvenile. Huh?
Okay. If you could build your dream man, what would it look like?
If I could build my dream man, I wouldn't want to.
Why not?
Because I tried it before.
I said to build. You tried to build. I'm talking about right now, right? If you construct from character to looks to energy to, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would that look for you? Like, what would you want sitting next to you, right next?
That's crazy, because it's already made. It's already beautifully and wonderfully made. It's all right here. It's all right here. But for you.
Thank you.
First of all, he'll be taller than me. That's it.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
No shade to my fellow light skins. He'll definitely be brown skin.
Oh.
Kind.
Okay.
Funny. Playful. Because people can be funny and mean. Playful. Like a childlike spirit, where even if they mess up, they would get better, because they know. They realize it. When kids mess up or drop or break something, they look at you like.
Yeah.
So, childlike spirit, and somebody who know what they want.
I like that.
Yeah.
That would hit home. Like,
because if you don't know what you want, then you don't know you want me.
Facts. I be saying that. I say that all the time, like, cause like, never mind.
No, go ahead. We here now.
Yeah.
It's a safe space.
It is. Yeah, I be saying that all the time, cause I'm like, all right, look, like, I'm pursuing what I'm pursuing, right?
Right.
Some people already say like, I'm in my career, right? Which I technically is, you know what I'm saying, as far as multiple careers, right? And the only thing that separates separate a lot of things in his life that I'm starting to understand now is time. It's like you really, you can't get that back, right? So what I try to the people that I'm dating at that period of time, and what I try to just tell them is like, you gotta like love yourself first and understand like the course that you want to really go into, because before I even met you, right? Say if I met a woman in Chipotle, right? She's in the line, and I just walked in, and then I seen her, then I said something to her. Before I even met her, she already had her own life, her own situations. I had my own life, my own situation, everything. So it's like, even when we pursue something together, you still gotta have that of what I'm trying to get to in your life as well, right? But on the flip side, some of them say, I want the man to lead. I want the man to provide. And if I'm already in my career providing and doing the things that I'm doing, and at that period of time you don't know what you technically want to do or pursue, it's like I should just stick around and just wait, or it's like you do this and decide the business and we build it together. So to me, like it hit on a note where you kind of just said like, gotta really know what you want to do, because not knowing what you want to do is like,
That's not what I said. I said you gotta know what you want.
yeah, like, but that's
So
in life.
if you spoke to that woman and you started to pursue that woman, then there was something that you saw in that woman in Chipotle, and you was like,
Yeah.
I can make that greater.
Yeah.
So what she or some of them say, they want a man to lead. If you see her and you want her, you know what you want.
Right.
Because you see a future, or you see something in her that you could cultivate or make greater. And I think that's probably the disconnection with us sometimes, men and women, is that yes, some women do say they want somebody to lead and provide, but in moments of failure, men want women to have their back, or support their thoughts and their dreams or new ideas that they have. Women typically would like the same thing, because I may fall flat on my face, but you like, you know what? I was I was like, you go ahead and do your little thing, but I was thinking that because you do this around the house like that, you should probably do that. I saw some stuff and check it out.
Right.
And it's up to her to do the research, to say that, oh, I looked up that information. Thanks, for noticing that in me, and I want to move forward. Because if she don't move in that way, then she don't want a leader. Because you just told her what you saw in her. You told her that she's good at this particular thing, and you're willing to invest by her investing as well. Because you gave her the websites or whatever, the information, the resources. Now it's her turn to do with what you provided. Bring home the bacon.
Yeah.
Do with it what you're supposed to do with it. So I think that sometimes the conversation gets a little, like, it just get real blurry when people talk about leadership and provision. And I think it's more of a mental level to kind of understand if that's your person.
Right.
And that's basically what I was saying about the whole Chipotle thing. Because if you approached that lady or started to pursue her, then it was something you saw in her.
Yeah, me 9 times out of 10, like, it be off looks first, right?
That's not what you want.
I get that. I'm just saying though, like, in reality, that's what it is between people. It be looks. I ain't never say nothing to you. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing. Like, it's looks, and it don't even have to be the shape of the looks. It might be what you got on. You know what I'm saying? It might be the hair, the natural hair. It might be the face. It might be the nails. And you know what I'm saying? It could be, you know what I'm saying, just the way you walking. Or, you know what I'm saying? So
you don't be seeing a glow around them sometimes.
yeah, that's what that
Look,
that
I'm like,
come with the complete
the
you know what I'm
the
saying?
spirit don't be speaking to you at all. Cause I be seeing some nice looking
I done
men
seen
with
people,
great outfits on, looking amazing, and I be like, yeah, nah.
and that's what I was speaking on. Like, that's why I said when you say when you know what you want, like, you gotta know what you want. It's like, how do we already know what we want other than when you see them on a physical level, right? And you have that conversation with them, and they don't even know what they want, but you know what you want. It's like, how do you even navigate those things? I mean, you definitely broke it down and told me, okay, cool, we bring this together. Okay, I give you this, or I see you good at this, I see you that. But what if they not even on mentally there on that type of time? Like, that's
not what you want.
yeah, that's not what I want. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. So that's why I say sometimes it can be a little rough.
And the thing is, it will get rough, but it takes for us to have those tough conversations of, when I gave you that information the other day, I was trying to get you to start your own thing,
Yeah.
because I'm an entrepreneur. I don't really work for nobody, but I'm just saying, like, I think you could do this, and whatever you need, I'm willing to help you with it. And you have to listen, not to respond, but to understand what they're saying. They could say one or two things: I'm not ready, or I don't believe in myself. And then choices need to be made.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. So I did my research, right?
Did you?
You know what I'm saying? Even though I already know you. But, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I said, did you?
Yeah. But, right? I see you always got your hair wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that lead into to my acknowledgement is Muslim, right?
Alhamdulillah.
Yes. So how did your journey within being a Muslim shape your faith and basically navigate you towards that type of religion?
My dad, I was about to say that when we was talking about the relationship piece. My dad, like, he tough. And I mean tough in a way that you don't expect a man who society doesn't deem as whatever level that's, I would say, most sought after, or one who's, he'll catch your eye as soon as he walk in the room. He will, spiritually, if your eyes are open to that. But my dad, like, he's amazing. Like, he talks, he just has so much light. He believes in me so much. I'm talking about to the point that I be sitting there like, yo, like, this man really believes in me. Like, this man, I can't disappoint him. It's been times I ran from my father. Like, tried to hide. Of course, when I was pregnant at 17. You feel me? My dad ain't going for this, but I didn't practice the Muslim faith. I wasn't in Islam the way that I am now. So I didn't understand that. That ain't bothered him. He was worrying about what's next. What's the father doing? How we gonna move forward? And this is after, I had a conversation with him about how I ran. And he was like, you ain't never got to run from me. You ain't never got hide from me. So my dad, my uncles, my father's side, Muslim. Hard Muslim. And it was some things that they were saying in a way that I didn't take offense to, but I knew that they were trying to teach me a lesson in a joking way. When I tell you, they hilarious. Like, will say anything. Pulled up one time, went to go see him. My sister's in the car with my mother. They eating McDonald's food. Oh, y'all eating that kangaroo meat? I'm like, Dad.
Yeah.
They chill. You're like, nah. Take that burger out and sit it on the curb, put some heat to it, watch them worms come out. But was joking, but was dead serious, right?
That's something like KT.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's that real that you won't feel disrespected or belittled with him telling you the truth. And that's one thing I learned from him. Like, that's what helped me with my delivery, even though it's still not there yet. He's a little bit more refined than I am, but he's amazing. My dad. My dad is the reason that I took my Shahada. Even though I was born Muslim, my dad was Muslim at interception. At conception.
Okay. So what's one misconception about Muslim women that you would like to challenge or correct?
That our men abuse us. They're actually gentle giants. It's like I was saying about my dad. One look, like, ain't nobody playing with you. Like your mother look at you and you get straight. It's just a respect thing. And I think that if you respect people more, they don't have to physically put their hands on you or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying that some people don't face those things, because I don't want to take away from anybody's story, but I think that's like one of the biggest misconceptions because, you know, people know certain things that they read in the Quran and they just take it too far. Like life. You'll say, hey, I got $20. They be like, oh, she got it. It's $20. She broke. And they be like, no, I didn't say that. I was saying I have $20 to get, never mind. You feel me?
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it no more, you know, and I think that with a lot of Muslims, they try to explain and sometimes over-explain, and then people just want to, they just want to argue about something. They just want to, you know, feel like they know more about the next person, and it happens often. So that's one of the misconceptions.
Okay. How do you navigate being a public figure while maintaining your spiritual commitments?
I be myself. Like, it's who I am. It's not just, you know, this outfit that's go come off and I don't know what the next time I'm going to wear it.
Right.
Like, that's who I am. And like I said, my dad. You heard me? Like, I literally wake up and I think about it. I'm like, the way that my dad fears Allah, I want to have that same strength. Because a lot of people look at it like, you fearing somebody? Is a strength because that teaches you discipline. It's like, I don't need nobody lording over me. That's why I don't like when people micromanage me. Like, it bothers me because if I work on myself and create the discipline within myself, I don't need nobody lording over me. I already got one. There's only one.
Yeah.
I'm good. So,
Yeah.
my dad's fear for Allah has made me fear those consequences and has kept me the way that I am.
Mm. When I was typing that question up,
Mhm.
I kind of knew you was gonna say it. Being yourself. I was like, I can see it. I already,
I already know the answer to this.
I already know the answer to this, but
bro, because you know how I am. Like, I pride myself on that because I have a daughter, and that's been my life since 2002. It's like, how your daughter and your dad gonna look at you when you make this decision? Love my mom, I promise you I do. But for my daughter, I have to be who I am all the time because guess what? Can't put on no front when you in the house. And if you do put on the front when you're in the house, you are tired because you playing outside and you playing in the house. You tired. You don't really have time to work on your not only your spirituality but your mental. Like, you can't work on yourself if you trying to impress people. So I try my best to remain solid. So whenever I show up, I'm that same person, and you ain't got to worry about if Tiara gonna be something else. Like, literally. You feel me? Like you said, yo, I need, because like, I don't have nothing else. I'm gonna have to remember that. Like, I'm gonna have to remember that I pretended to be something else when I see you 6 months later.
Right.
Literally, the last time I saw you was like August.
Yeah. When we did the shoot.
Yeah. I turned 40 in October. I had a ball. You feel me? I enjoyed myself. So it's just one of those things, like, I'm gonna have to remember that I orchestrated some story for my personality that day.
Okay. So, from modeling to DJ to hosting, radio talk shows, giving back, and community work, right? How do you balance these things?
I don't know. Because sometimes I be ready to pull my hair out. I'm surprised my hair grew this long, you know. The main thing that I do is I only do what I want. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. And that offends a lot of people. Family
I like that.
and business. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. Like, if it don't sit right with me, it ain't gonna come across right after you capture it. Me and you had those conversations before about photography.
Yeah.
If it ain't working, it ain't gonna work. I mean, you're trying too hard. You're doing too much, and it's when other people see it, they go read it.
Yeah.
It would have been this if it was that. They shouldn't have. And a lot of people do that, and I try to steer away from the things that I told myself that I didn't want to do. Like, I didn't want to be 21 forever, you know, and I think that was more mental for me than anything. When I was 21, I had fun. But as I got older, I realized what was more important. The fun, you're going to have your days in between. And I think that a lot of people get caught up in life is always supposed to be fun. And then they kind of lose it. And then they go home like, man, something told me don't do that. That was phony. Did you see the way this happened? I go home and I be like, whew, that's over. Let me get some tea. Well, you know, it's like I'm ready to relax now. I don't want to take work home.
Yeah.
When I get to a point where I'm starting to take work home, then that means I'm disturbing the peace within my sanctuary, and I don't want to do that. I've done it before. I don't want to do that, and I've done it before, working a job. You know, having to be somewhere all the time at a set time, and I think that survival has taught us you gotta do what you gotta do in order to, and sometimes it works because after you get over that hump or that burden is lifted, you start to fly freely. But for the most part, I don't do nothing I don't want to do.
Okay, so what inspires you to step behind the mic and be a voice for your community or maybe even the world?
Two things. Baltimore has had an entertainment scene since I was young. I hear stories of Baltimore not having an entertainment scene. That's one reason. Because I want to be that representation. When a time comes to say that, oh, we wasn't and we didn't and they didn't give us a shot, and I want to be a memory of somebody, even in the midst of saying it isn't possible, that made it possible. My city inspires me, first of all, because there's a lot of talent here, a whole lot of talent. I'm talking about everything that I thought I wanted to go to LA for, you know, is here. Right. But at some point, it was either hidden or close knit. If I know you, cool, we could barter something. You feel me? I'm a model, you're a photographer, let's get it done. Oh, you make beats, oh, I'm a rapper, let's get it done. And then the blogging era came. You feel me? And then social media started to grow. Then I was like, that's from Baltimore? That's the. Then it's like, yeah, all of those people, they from Baltimore. Yeah. Like I had a conversation with somebody and it was about, you know, you got your Oprahs, your Jada Pickett's, you got your, my girl, Miss Nikki Parker.
Oprah from here?
Huh? Yes. I said Miss Nikki Parker, but I was talking about Monique. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people don't know.
Oprah from here.
Yeah.
I ain't know that one.
Yeah.
So we got 2 billionaires that came out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that, you feel me? That's what I'm saying. It's like we have an entertainment scene, but there's people like me growing up that wanted the entertainment scene that I saw on television instead of creating it here at home. So that's what inspires me. Guys like you inspire me to actually still work with photographers. I haven't taken a picture with anybody outside of the photographers at the company that I was at. You feel me?
Yeah.
So for what? I'm not inspired. Yeah. So and that's another thing too. Other artists inspire me. Yeah. Like people that actually love what they're doing and are strategic in the way that they move. Yeah. You know, like, yeah, I could do that, but it's not for me. I know somebody that shoot like that. Let me get them, I'm gonna connect y'all. And I think that's important too. I think we need to be able to say that job's not for me, but I know somebody else. So not only are you staying true to yourself, but you're also putting somebody else on. Good. And a lot of people just be like, nah, you know, I'm busy that day. No, pass that rock. You feel me? It's a team sport. Pass that rock. You could actually help somebody build their portfolio.
Yeah. And the energy that you put out is the energy that you receive. Absolutely. So your blessings come back around. Absolutely. Eventually. You know what I'm saying? You know, eventually. I ain't talking about tomorrow. You might turn it down and pass the rock, and they might not pass it back until next season, but you'll be all right. Yeah. And that would be the season that was meant for you.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I get caught up in that. Like I be,
We all have.
you know what I'm saying? I be like, okay, cool. I gotta get this done. I gotta get this done. I gotta get this done. And then sometimes I just be like, okay, cool. Like, all right. Lately, it been God's timing. Lately, you know
Absolutely.
what
But
I'm saying?
like I told you when we was talking about this before we sat down,
Yeah,
we had a conversation.
yeah,
You did it. But I think that's what a lot of people don't do. They when they come up when it's like a small dopamine kick when you tell somebody your idea and they're excited about it. It's like, oh, they excited that I have an idea? Good. Then next thing you know, you put it down and don't pick it up
yeah,
until somebody else start doing it. And now you're mad at yourself for not doing it. Now you got to think of a whole nother idea. But nonetheless, what I was trying to get at is in the time in which after you pass the rock, you need to be working.
yes,
Whether you're honing in on your craft or you're working towards something that you already have in mind that you like, oh, my blessing gonna come back around eventually. So
hmm,
now I need to work to get better. So once it do get right here, I'm ready for it.
yeah,
And a lot of people they don't use their time wisely.
yeah. I pride myself on that. Like all my friends will tell you, like every day, I'm at it. Like whether if I'm not touching the camera, I'm editing. If I'm not editing, I'm at the studio. If I'm not at the studio, I'm investing into some equipment. Like, or I'm learning something. I'm teaching myself something. So I definitely like resonate with that one for sure.
I'm telling you, it's so important.
Yeah.
Like people be like, oh, you don't be no, I be chilling. And they be like, what you mean you be chilling? Because if I'm in the house, I'm like you said, I'm probably editing something. I'm doing well, I actually finished it. I did a project, created a file for a girl, and she's having an art show tomorrow, and it's for her mom. Her mom passed, and I think that putting together that music and audio file for her, it opened up my mind. Like you can do production,
Mm.
and the thing is, I never looked at it like I couldn't. It just was never like one of those. You know how you did the intro? You throw producer on there, it's lit.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that. But when I was finishing her project earlier, I was like, that's crazy. That's something else.
Mm.
I said I was chilling, and the whole time I wasn't really chilling. I was working. So I think that the reason I learned how to DJ was like a year before the pandemic. I'm always in the DJ. I got the mic. I'm a host.
Mm.
I might as well learn. And then that's another avenue and growth and something that, I created a space for myself to be able to be out here in the community, being helpful and just meeting great people. Oh
Okay.
my God. I
Yeah.
love it so much. I get excited when I meet my people
Yeah.
because we think it's few and far between. It's just like, nah, you just not in the right place. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. So you just spoke on DJing, right?
hmm
So as a DJ, what role does music play in connecting with people and storytelling?
It plays a great role because sometimes when you're getting booked, people will tell you what type of music they want you to play. They'll tell you like, oh, this '90s R&B, or girl, I'm turning this old. I'm gonna make sure I need this type of music. But music and storytelling. Now, if we're talking about creation of music, I think that a lot of people tell a story from whatever lens that they're looking at a situation from. Because
Mm-hmm.
some of them, they don't be their stories. They
Right.
be telling other people's stories. But for me, music is very essential in my life. Like it's certain music that I play if I'm trying to get something done. Saturday morning R&B back in the day, grandma and them turn the music up real loud. It's time to clean up.
Right.
A little motivation music, get y'all moving. Ha! Music loud, ain't it? That's right. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
get up. And then you have the music when you have a performance, right?
Yeah.
So you turning on some, I would say Future, because when Karate Chop came out, did it, get it, did it, did it. You be in there just doing anything, but you feel me? Like it helps boost your morale. So depending on what you're about to do, music is very essential.
Mm-hmm.
I think that too much of a particular type of music can kind of sway your mental and have you becoming somebody you're not. So I think that people need to be very cautious of the type of music that they listen to or choose when they go to certain places.
Yes. Okay, I like that. I like that. So, what's one thing that you feel like haven't changed in the community, but you would like to change?
Haven't changed in a community that I would like to change.
Yeah, you're on that hot seat.
Wow. I don't know. You might got me with that one.
Yeah.
Because in Baltimore right now, we're doing so much and we're doing so good that even if there is something I would like to change, I feel like there's somebody working on it. I just don't know who they are. And maybe that's my problem. And maybe that might be the thing that I like to change. I would like to change the way that we connect with each other. It doesn't always have to be an event. We see each other on social media and we reach out, hey, I see what you're doing, you know, I like that, you know, would love to talk more on how we can connect. I don't think people do that enough. Not more so because a lot of people have events. A lot of people have, you know, their circle. But I don't think we connect enough. That would probably be the one thing. Create a hub and or space where people connect more.
Networking.
Yeah. Networking events be happening and people, it just be happy hour. No, they're serious.
Yeah.
So like something like very strategic as far as connections. Like you know how people had those like speed dating events? It'd be like I don't want to call it networking because I just said that to you. Like it really had to be like some type of hub for connection. Like you have to come here in order to, not in order to, you have to come here if you would like to connect with people in this particular field. So yeah.
Told you.
Told them what?
That's how I tell you off camera.
All right.
I really do. I tell you off
Okay.
camera.
Okay.
But you'll like it though. Okay. So, what is the biggest difference between your generation and Gen Z generation?
What's Gen Z? What's the age group?
Um, I'll probably say, what would I say? Probably like, trying to think. Probably like 20.
20 and up?
Yeah, 20 and up. I'll probably say 20 to like
34, 30, 29, 20 to 29. It's usually like a 9 or 10 year span.
okay, 20 to 30.
Social media.
That's it.
Yeah, because it's influencing everything. It's influencing the way that people talk, the way that people dress, the music that people listen to, the way that people view politics, the way that people view religion, the way that people view their families, the way that they interact or communicate with the people that they love. It's like nobody is thinking for themselves because this is the result Tevin got, so I'm going to take Tevin route. If it works for him, it might not work for you, baby. No matter if you got more followers than him or not. It might not work. He's a different person. He might have said it a certain type of way, but he might be saying it this way to you on the internet. But he said it a certain type of way when he was in that house. You feel me? You on the internet, woman, don't play with me. You in the house like, come on now, baby. You know, we ain't got to do this. You feel me? But it's the same thing. It's about deliverance. And a lot of people, oh, if he talking like that, this girl, yeah, shorty, yeah, this what's up. That's what I'm going to need that. And she looked at him like, boy, you better go ahead. And then the disrespect starts.
Or
what?
He could be saying it that way, but his actions is way more responsible than yours. So she's willing to compromise certain things because he's actually playing his role.
Yeah.
And you not. And you still try to act like him.
And she also could not be playing her role and just reading books for women and tell her to be submissive because that's her place as a woman. And not knowing that she has rights too.
Okay. All right, what they do? Okay, so what's the hardest truth that you had to accept about yourself?
Every decision you make won't be the right decision.
Mm. Can you elaborate on that one?
We think we got it all together. We think we know everything. After we learn something, we think we got it down pat. And then that monkey wrench be like, and you be like, ooh,
Yeah.
I ain't see it from that angle. Dang, that's crazy. All right, don't worry about it. And you just gotta be resilient for real. But yeah, I had to learn that.
Okay.
I had to learn that because when we talked about my upbringing and my family, I felt like I've seen a lot of things and I learned from a lot of people's mistakes. And I thought I seen everything, and I didn't. So I thought that every decision I was making was, oh yeah, because that's what I want. So I told you, you feel me? You gotta know what you want.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
And then sometimes what you want isn't what you get. Life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
It's all chocolate, but you don't know what's inside.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, yeah, every decision you make is not gonna be the right decision. And you have to be resilient enough to bounce back. You have to be strong enough and have the wherewithal to know what the issue was in your decision and figure out the possible ways to either make it right or change that decision. And a lot of people, the word loyalty have them stuck with that decision. And I think that's something that people need to work on, that
Okay.
word loyalty.
So, what would be some advice to give to women to break certain boundaries or certain, I would say, to break those boundaries, to be persistent and consistent at the things that they really want, even though they might not get them? Like, what would be some advice that you would give to them, like, in the sense of motivating them to keep going from, like, using your life and then using their life and being able to say, okay, cool, well, it might not look like this, right? Because of the age period, right? But you have to stay consistent enough because the different levels that you'll go through. Like, what would be some good advice that you actually give to another woman or someone that's younger that's watching this?
Wow. Um, know your why. Like, why are you trying to get to the end goal? Because a lot of people think that there won't be no in between goals. They like, my focus is to move to LA and become a movie star. But they don't know what they have to go through or the tests that they will face on the way to becoming that movie star. What I would say is learn yourself. Take more time to learn yourself because I think that once you set a goal, then you'll know which route you'll take to get there.
Right.
I think a lot of people are confused with how to get there. Not knowing how to get there isn't a bad thing. I think they're confused because they see on social media that this person did this person did that. But if you know your why, then you'll know whether to say yes or no to certain things that come down in front of you while you're along your path. I think a lot of people don't know their why. Like, why you want to be an actress? Because you want to be famous.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
Right.
What else? You're not thinking about nobody else. You don't have nobody else in mind. How you gonna pay it forward? You know, what are you investing in once you get there? Like, what are some of your ideas? What are you gonna do on that road to success?
Yes.
So the age thing, I would write it down. This is my goal, and I think that having a list of your personality traits and how you would navigate through a world if you were to face certain issues, Because a lot of people don't think about stuff until it hits them. So the internet is good in that because you get to see what other people go through and you be like, couldn't be me. Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
But how are you going to move if it is you? People just say it's not going to be them, but they never think about the plan or the action that they would take to either get out of that situation or prevent themselves from being in that situation. So know your why, and again, know yourself. Know what you want. Because if you don't want the outcome of said actress, then you kind of got to know what you do want. Because if you don't know what you want, then you're going to stray. You're going to go over there and you get caught up. You know, every decision is a door to a new reality.
Okay, so you just gave some great gems and advice to the younger women that, or just women in general, right? What would have been a piece of advice that you would have given to your younger self?
One is always believe in yourself. Like I told you, my dad, the way that he talks to me and everything, probably built the last 15 years of my life, which have been the more common years of my life, where I could take a joke that I knew wasn't a joke. I knew they was dead serious, but they tried to say it in a funny way.
Right.
So my dad taught me to have like tough skin. So for me, I was snapping back. Like somebody say something to me, I'm saying something back. So I learned how to control myself. I would say like I would have to say discipline was one of the things I would have taught myself early on if I knew that it would be as beneficial as it is now.
Okay. So what does truth mean to you? And how do you still be faithful to it?
To truth?
Yeah.
Truth means a lot to me because when you think about it, people actually want to know you, whether it's for their reasons or to actually want to be in your space. People want to know you because at the end of the day, if I'm pretending to be something, then I'm losing parts of me that are true. And when it comes down to it, and I sit down and I have a conversation with you, you know, people, I ain't know that. You didn't know that because you didn't want to know me. You feel me?
Right.
You didn't want to know me. You didn't ask the right questions. And we talk about that in dating too. You got to ask the right questions.
Thanks.
If you want to know somebody, you got to ask the right questions. So truth is very important, and I try to create a space for truth. I think that a lot of people are afraid of truth because they want to cultivate somebody else's answer.
Okay.
You know, so at the end of the day, it's important, right? I think people would know more about me if I was still a rapper.
Okay.
Because with radio, with media, you talk about specific things. In music, poetry, first of all, I started with poetry. Poetry, you talk about your experiences. You talk about the things you've been through, the things you've seen. If I'm not mistaken, it was Lena Horne and said that it wasn't Lena Horne. My bad, I can't think of her name right now. Somebody gonna fight me after this. They're gonna be like, she don't even know. I don't. So I ain't even gonna say the quote. But I'm not. But shoot. I'm about to be wrong and it's gonna be bad.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't
Okay,
do
cool. I ain't gonna do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
All right. So here's the thing. If you guys know, it's like, no, I ain't gonna do it. But seriously, I think that with that's bad. That's bad. And when I get home, it's gonna come right to me, and I'm gonna be so mad. Yeah. But it's your responsibility as an artist to tell the entire picture. I meant to tell the entire story through pictures, through music. through however, you present your art.
Mm.
Even if it's interpreted another way, it is your job to tell the entire story.
Okay, I like that.
That
like
takes
that.
us back to the truth,
Yes,
you know.
I like that. Okay, so what's a question that you're still trying to answer about yourself?
Why I care so much? Like, I be seeing people on social media, like, because I don't care, give no. I mean, like, you saying this on social media, you care.
Yeah,
I know because I be in the house saying the same thing. Like, I don't care whole time. Yes, I do.
Right.
I'm so mad that I'm saying I don't care because I'm trying to trick myself into believing that I don't care. And I don't understand why I care so much. I be wanting to, I don't want to care, yo. I do not want to care, but it's just something in my spirit. I'm just, I love until I'm at zero. You feel me?
Yeah.
And now I gotta go and I gotta get my energy back up to start loving or doing something. Like, that's literally why I'm multifaceted. I have to do something that I love so I can get my energy back up, because people will drain you and won't even know that they're draining you because you're not the type to complain.
Right. Right.
But if I knock all this over, I'm losing it.
Man.
No, I've been losing it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because I care. If I didn't care, I would. Water under a bridge. Like, people even say that. Oh, it's just water under the bridge. Don't cry for spilled milk. I'm crying. I'm mad that I care. But I understand that there has to be people that care too much, because there's not people that care enough. Like, it's literally, it's like, that's the only thing I'm trying to figure that out. Why do I care so much?
That's a bar.
That's gonna be something. God gonna have to tell me that when I get there, cause He gonna be like, you had to care. Cause if you didn't care, you wouldn't be here.
Who else would have cared?
You know?
Right.
If you didn't care, you would not be here.
Okay.
So I think that's literally it. I think that's probably the only thing I beat myself up about. Like, why do you even care?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know, but I do.
Right.
I want it to be better, or I want people to be better. I just expect the best, like, all the time. Like, I don't engage in things and be like, oh, this gonna be phony. I'd be like, I'm not gonna go see that. That's gonna be phony.
Right.
And guess what I don't do? Go see it. That's gonna be phony. I haven't been to the movies in forever.
Yeah.
Not gonna go see that. Like, I don't even watch TV. I literally go to streaming platforms and watch what I want to watch. You're not feeding me nothing no more. I'm going to go get what I want. And if I don't want it, I'm like, I don't want it.
Okay. All right. So, if you could strip away all of your titles, your accomplishments, who would you be at the core?
I just told you. A person that cares too much.
Just scared. Okay.
I would definitely be, I would be more like family oriented. I already am, but I would be more. Like, I love our community so much that I would be with my family.
Right.
Trying to find a way to laugh, smile, crack jokes, fuss over spades games. Oh no. My aunt terrible at spades. I make her my partner just so we could just scream to the top of our lungs, just to be like, oh, last night we had fun. When's the next event? Girls' night.
Right.
Now I'm like, dang, we can't even get each other on a schedule. You working, you doing this, you selling cupcakes and got a party. Like, y'all boring.
Okay. So, how does your next 5 years look like to you?
My next 5 years looks like marriage.
Okay.
Looks like,
I think we don't talk enough about marriage.
yeah.
But marriage, okay.
Yeah.
So marriage.
So marriage, but building a home, and building a home with my husband, not I'm going in, he already got it together. It's like the both of us have our own stuff going on, and then we come together and build. So marriage, and then a home, and we building.
I hear that, ladies.
Yeah.
They need to write that down. That need to be in the. That need to be in the Bible.
No, I'm saying because what I believe and what I've learned is that men are a lot more receptive of being able to provide for somebody who does for themselves, right? And not because I have it, he wants to, but he understands that I have the, not gonna look for a fancy word, he understands that I could sustain what he has going on too. So she ain't gonna come in here and just leech and it's all gonna fall apart. She gonna be able to keep up with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of you guys' fear sometimes too. It's like I built all of this.
But that's what I spoke on earlier though. Remember I said with having everything going on and stuff like that is be like, you gotta know what you love.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, if you don't know what you love and what you want for yourself, you ain't gonna be able to sustain this. I'm trying to still sustain it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't have you in my way. Like, you never in my way because the love. You know what I'm saying? But I can't have you making me choose something that I'm going to always choose before anybody. Like, I'm going to choose this before anybody. So it's not, I'm not telling you to get in where you fit in. I'm telling you to come join the empire and let's sustain it so much that we can build free time. We can build assets over liabilities so I can pull more into you.
Yeah.
You feel me? But women don't look at it that way. It's just like now, well, I ain't gonna say women, the ones that I have dealt with, you know what I'm saying? Just be like, yo, like, you work too much. And I'm like, hey, look, like, if you wasn't asking me for money, then I mean your dad didn't work enough. But it's a different story.
We might need to switch chairs next time.
It's different, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing in the next 5 years. And of course,
I like that.
Little grandson is gonna be my homie.
Yeah, I like
be chilling
that.
with my homie. You know?
I like that. I like that. Marriage. Yes, I like that. What does healing actually feel like? And is there a part of you that's still in process of healing?
I honestly don't think you ever heal. I think you just become better. It's like if you got a scrape on your knee from when you was younger, right? Yeah, that like, yeah, it closed up, but you got a mark. Your skin ain't go back to its original form. I don't think you ever heal because those are lessons. Like you have to learn how to do better. You know, don't run so fast, or you feel me? Watch where you going. Same thing applies in life. You know, watch the decisions you're making. Watch the people you hang around. Everything just a couple of words added on to the sentence of what you should be doing as you get older. I don't think you ever heal. I just think you just get better.
Okay. If your story was told long after you were gone, what would most people remember you by?
What will most people remember me by? I don't know. What people be saying about me?
That would be on you. Like,
what would you say about me?
I'll say she was stuck up. Saying, no, I'm playing. I was like,
That'd probably be
no,
one.
no.
I was mean.
Yeah.
She get too smart.
Yeah. So no, but honestly though, I would say
such as life.
I would say passionate. I would definitely say real, like authentic for sure. Another one I would say high energy. High energy.
For real.
Yeah.
I be chilling.
You like, what's up? Like every time, you know, so I'm like, just like a real sister to me.
Yo, because I think it's so important that you tell people that you care for them, even if you don't use those words. And I think a lot of people feel that, like, if you enter their space, they know if you want to be there or if you don't want to be there by the way you act. I think that's very important. So to answer your question, I just wanted to see what you thought about me. But that's the stuck up part, right? Um, People have told me that I am beautiful inside and out, and I didn't really understand what that meant until I asked God, why do I care so much? Seriously, because even in moments where I want to like wild out, I'd be like, what would God do? He would sit back and figure out what this person needs and not react in a way that lets them know that if it comes down to it, it's you or me. I got to make a decision. I'm leaving here. Are you? I think that the way that I handle people is important because life is about relationships. So I think people would say that. I think people would say that I'd rather them say I'm beautiful on the inside.
And out.
Because it's really like what you're going through shows.
Okay.
You know, whether bad skin, face scrunched up, biting your nails, not groomed properly.
Okay.
It's all a reflection of what you got going on inside. So yeah. Why are you laughing, yo?
I'm laughing because, right? And that was serious. Like, it was serious. I like that. Look, I'm laughing because I'm like, what guy is that slick enough to tell a woman that?
No, my homegirls tell me that.
Like, for real?
Yeah.
This is a homegirl?
Yeah, my homegirls be telling me that. Like, you know, you post on social media and I be on there acting silly. They be like, yo, you never grow up. Like, you just, and they'll compliment in that manner. Yeah, I'm not thinking of, no shade. I'm not thinking about what guys are saying. I already know why guys are saying the things that they say.
I thought a guy told you I was ready to say, hey.
I thought you was over there cracking up at something. That's why I'm like, what are you cracking up at?
I was like, hey.
But no, like, women that I meet, even on just social media, like I meet them, whether it's Clubhouse or you meet them on Instagram and they see your pictures and they interact with you a little bit and they be like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I didn't even think about it that way. And you don't know how much you're a blessing. And that's good for me. That's the only thing, or I would say the only accolade that I look for. Like, you don't got to post me on your social media and say I'm that one. You feel me? The people that it really means something to, they tell me all the time. I'm not offended by the people that don't celebrate me out loud because I know that there's genuine people that celebrate me every day. And I'm cool with that. That's why when you said if you drop everything, what would I be? I'd be with my family because they know me and they still celebrate me. So you feel me? Like, y'all might know some things about me, bro, but them right there, I used to call them like, can I get like, I need to borrow like $30. Make sure that my daughter's straight. I'll make sure that she got her stockings for this play. I'm calling my family.
Right.
And they gonna answer and they gonna come through. And that's who I'm gonna run to every time. And vice versa. You feel me? Like that's what family is for. So at the end of the day, if my family's celebrating me, I'm Gucci.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. So we're entering the speed round, right?
Oh God.
I just love doing that. You know
I saw you look at it a couple times. I'm like, why you keep looking at that thing?
Yeah, because it was calling me. It was like, yo, when you going to tap me? So
Oh.
I was like, all right, cool. After she finished being serious, then I'm going to tap you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're entering the speed round, right? And it's keep or delete, right?
Okay.
So after I ask you, you have to say you're keeping one or you're deleting one, right? I'm not throwing no shade to people who was previously on the show, right? But they do not say it. They do not say, I'm keeping such and I'm deleting such.
Okay.
Right? So I'm making them up right now. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, first one. Solo trips or group trips? Keep or delete?
Keeping solo, delete groups.
High heels or tennis shoes?
Keeping my sneakers and I'm tossing out the heels.
Okay. Emotional connection or physical chemistry?
Emotional connection, and I'm gonna keep it, and I'm going to throw away the physical chemistry.
Therapy or journaling?
I'm gonna keep my journal, and I'm gonna throw away the therapy.
Okay. So short hair or long hair?
Of course, I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep long hair because I have. Oh I gotta toss out the short hair, but I
Mhm.
like that too. I've been
Okay.
there.
So Denzel or Will Smith?
That's crazy. I'm gonna have to go with my cousin from Philly. I'm gonna keep him, and I'm gonna throw out Denzel.
Okay. Forgiving or forgetting?
Forgiving, I'm gonna keep. Forgetting, you never forget. So I'm gonna throw that away.
Okay. Chasing your dreams or security and stability?
Security and stability, I'm gonna do that for the next 5 years. Forever. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep security and stability, and I'm gonna throw the dreams out the window. I'm pretty sure I didn't chase a few of them by now.
Okay. So I got what? One wrong?
Which one you get wrong?
I thought you was gonna keep Denzel.
Oh,
Yeah.
you would.
Yeah.
A lot of people would.
I-
My mother and them used to talk about him. So, oh my God, he's so fine. I never seen it. I'm sorry.
But you say you like the dark skinned guys.
I didn't say I like the
said
dark
the
skinned
brown,
guys.
you
I
talking about
said
like-
if I was to build a guy.
Yeah, you look more dark skinned.
No, I did not.
He said a little darker.
Oh, so you like all of that one complexion that you like?
Huh?
Exactly. You like girls with long hair, right? So you like all the girls with long hair.
Don't do that. It
Denzel-
ain't about me.
I was just saying,
this is
Denzel-
your personal perspective.
Denzel never did it for me.
Okay.
Never. Didn't see it. Still don't see it. Sorry. Great actor. Amazing. I'm talking about one of the best actors ever to touch the screen. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. I'm gonna have all y'all. But all right, okay. I appreciate you for coming on, right? Is there anything that you would like to promote? That's your camera right there. Or I mean, and is it do you have any words of advice that you would like to give to the younger generation? That definitely just got me just now. That definitely got me. You all right, brother?
He was trying to get over there to point to the camera to tell me this is the one.
Yeah, that's your one right there.
Yeah. I really don't have anything to say, but what I will say is know your why. Know what you want, truthfully. And make up with your family. It's not that serious.
Okay. What about the promotion? You ain't promote nothing.
I just did.
Oh.
That was all me.
That was all
You
you.
ain't see me? You see my personality?
Yeah, I see
That
you
was
tell-
crazy. That was everything I would say in another language, with other words.
Okay.
You know.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
I appreciate this. This is a good one. This is a good one.
I appreciate you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure. Always.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I thought you was gonna hit that damn buzzer. Childish.